That Millwall podcast, welcome to your quick fire gut reaction with me, Jay Thomas, where I've just left the den. It's ending Millwall 0, Bristol City 2, and we'll start with the lineup before we get into it. It's Jensen comes in for the, well, so to be suspended, Liam Roberts. No announcement on that yet. Kramer comes back in, having been cup tied at right back. Cooper and Tanganga at the back with Joe Bryan, making up your back four. Billy Mitchell retains his place next to Casper Denore. Femi Aziz on one side, Ray Bangura Williams on the other, with Cundle in the 10 and the big Serb up top. Where do I start? It was just poor tonight. It was just poor. I mean, you could say that tiredness played a big part of it, where a lot of players played with 10 men for a long period of time on Saturday, but Kramer didn't play, DeMarco didn't play, Cundle didn't play, Ivanovic didn't play the whole game. You know, while it is an excuse, a slight excuse, it's a very, very minuscule reason behind why we perform like that tonight, I'm afraid. And I'm not going to really accept tiredness as an issue. You know, these are professional footballers, professional athletes, and yeah, Bristol City may have been, you know, but they are more rested. I think they had 11 days, 9 or 11 days before this game. They were rested, fair enough, but you shouldn't be that far apart from them in terms of the game plan, where we just didn't look like we knew what we was doing. Take the tiredness out of it, we didn't do anything. We went from across the back to the side, across the back to the side, across the back to the side. Then we tried to go down the line, and then we lose the ball, the cross is over here, or we just misplaced the pass, or Bristol City win the ball back. We didn't get their keeper to make a save. We didn't trouble Bristol City at all. And I'm sorry, but at home, that's unacceptable. That can't happen. Bristol City ultimately get their goal from across. It looks like it's a bit of a goal may have scrambled from where I'm sitting at the cold blow lane, and it goes in. And you think, okay, I mean, 5 minutes before that, I said this is going to be 1-0, or we're going to lose 1-0. It's going to be one of them games. And we find ourselves 1-0 down, and we didn't really get any better. I mean, at half time, he made the changes. He brought on Imarku at half time for Aziz. I presume that's to give Aziz a rest. Hopefully, it's not a knock. And Imarku looked pretty bright when he got down that wing. We was getting him down there. He was beating his man. He was putting the ball in, but there's no one there. No one there. Then he brings Coburn on. And we kind of go a bit of a 4-4-2. He takes Cundle off, and we go a bit of a 4-4-2 or 3-5-2. And we go a bit more direct. And again, we're getting the ball down the wing. We're not penetrating through the middle. And we do nothing with it. We can't hit the man. We can't find the pass. We can't find the cross. We can't make that right decision. And I thought Coburn was really poor when he came in. He gave the ball away a couple of times. Couldn't track a few passes. I just thought, you know, he didn't really help the cause when he came on, and it just was one of them days. And then, you know, Bristol City hit us again, and it's a poor goal to concede for where I am. A very, very poor goal to concede, and they wrapped the game up. And fair play to them, they managed the game, and they was going down every time that they could with cramp, and they was taking too long to take their goal kicks, and you know, they was getting the crowd rolled up, and they managed the game really well. You know, they were 9th in the table, as I said before the game started. I don't know what they are now. I haven't looked at the table, but you know, they was really, really good for their win, Bristol. And we didn't. It was a training ground regime for them tonight. It was just very easy, very simple. They knocked the ball back really well, knocked it around us, and they basically just passed the game to death, and we couldn't deal with it. And when we got the ball, we was just too predictable. We was going back, or we was passing it from side to side, spreading it out to the wing, and we was trying to run down the wing and get it in. There was no intertwining play, linking the play between the back four and the cam or the central midfielders through the middle to try and get the Serb to run onto a ball. There was nothing. There wasn't one ball played through to the Serb, not one. There was one that Coburn ran onto. Ray Bangura Williams finds a bit of space, and he plays the ball through to Coburn. And it's just a little bit over hit, and the keeper comes and grabs it. Other than that, there was nothing. Yeah, look, the less said about that game, the better. But we move on, we go on again. The season's done now. We're not going down, in my opinion. I think that's the nail in the coffin for any playoff surge. So let's hope we use this time to see what we got, embed some formations, be a bit experimental, see what youth we've got, see who is going to be here next year, who's not, who we want to take a look at, and let's start looking to next season. But you know, let's see if we can finish the season strong from this point out. But yeah, there'll be more from the deep dive on Friday night. We'll get into it, I imagine. But yeah, for now, it has ended Millwall 0, Bristol City 2, and we'll see you on the next one. Bosh.